Becky Mealy recently spoke exclusively to CBSN Los Angeles about the brutal attack that took her oldest son's life and, as she says, destroyed her family.
This was just unbelievable, you know. You're inside a restaurant, somebody come and stab you. I mean, you think, okay, someone come up to you. But with a knife to stab you?
Anthony Mealy was just finishing up dinner at the Aloha Steakhouse with his wife and 5-year-old daughter. That's when investigators say 49-year-old Jamal Jackson, a homeless man, walked up to his table and stabbed Mealy in the neck.
I'm getting justice for my sister, dog.
A family devastated after 23-year-old Maikiana Johnson's body was found in her car this afternoon.
My mom got to bury her daughter. I got to bury my sister, and somebody knows something.
Police say around noon today, they responded to a call of a homicide in South LA. When they arrived, they found Johnson's 2003 silver Mercedes-Benz on the 1800 block of West 95th Place. According to a family member, Johnson's body was found in the back seat.
Houston, we've got a problem, is what
According to a new analysis by the LA Times, LAPD's Metro Division is stopping a lot more drivers, and more than 90% of them are Black or Latino. Civil rights attorney Connie Rice says the numbers are alarming.
Most dragnet mass stop strategies like this end up collecting a whole bunch of folks who should never have been stopped.
The Metro Division, considered an elite group, was expanded in 2015 after a spike in violent crime. Since then, the number of stops made by the division has skyrocketed. In 2014, there were about 4,000 stops. In 2018, 58,000.
The rate of hospitalizations have slightly gone down over the last couple of weeks.
Some health experts are calling it a lull in hospitalizations. In LA County, while the number of people in hospitals due to COVID has declined for the first time since early November, officials say healthcare workers and ICU capacity remains strained and the death rate remains high.
Cases peaked in early January, again, January 5th, and now we're about 2 weeks after that marker, and now we're starting to see cases in the hospital go down, which is probably, at least in part, explained by patients dying.
We searched the records of a dozen homeless people suspected in the most recent horrific attacks. None had extensive criminal histories. Forensic neuropsychologist Dr. Judy Ho believes 3 factors can lead a homeless person to become violent: the constant stress of trying to survive on the street.
Homelessness is a stressor. It can be a traumatizing stressor. The longer they stay there, the more potential they might have to experience other forms of trauma.
Pair that with untreated mental illness and possible drug use.
If they're also struggling with alcohol and substance use issues, then that really comes into the picture as well, because not only does it make certain mental illnesses worse in terms of their presentation, but they won't be able to make good decisions when they're intoxicated. There might be an open delusion they're having, a hallucination that they're having. They will say that in that moment they heard a voice saying that you have to kill this person in front of you.
This is really amazing. They've already been negotiating for several days in a row, including through the weekend. This morning they started around 9:15, and a union rep tells me they are still in there. You can just only imagine what that room is like, what kind of conversations that they're having. You can imagine there's probably a lot of tension in there as well. As you can see, the crowd is massive. Let's just walk you through this a little bit. Some of the people have spilled out into the streets, probably getting a little impatient after waiting out here for hours for the funeral procession. It's just really easy to trip on people. Can we get in the newsstand? Police say there could be a number of factors at play here: homelessness, addiction, and mental health issues made worse by the holiday season. But residents tell me they want to see more police officers on foot patrolling the streets. They think that might be a part of the solution. Hi, Jeff. It's this home and the one next to it right here that got the brunt of it. Both yellow tagged, which means the homeowners can't live there. They can come by and sort through some things like they were doing earlier when we were inside, but they can't stay overnight. And when you see their backyard, you'll understand why. Good morning, Chris and Mary. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hermela Aregawi. With more drive-through testing opening in New York City today, the number of positive coronavirus cases is expected to continue rising. It's leading to a growing concern over the need for medical supplies.